Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 35 and this morning it has been an interesting one. I've got some bad news, guys. The camper van is pretty dead at this point in time. It was meant to be so easy. I was going to try and fix it this morning. There was like a small fuel leak. I assume it's because the float in the back right hand carburetor has got itself stuck, which means that the fuel opening has been left open, which means fuel is basically dripping into the carburetor. It's gradually overflowing and coming out the overflow pipe and going down into my engine bay. So I thought I'll quickly fix that up. You know, I'll clean up the float and just hope that everything works. But I took it for a little bit of a drive, and completely unrelated to that issue, all of the oil in the engine just squirted out everywhere inside my engine bay. Like literally all the oil in the engine, all 3.5 litres of it, just poof, everywhere. And obviously it burned off, which absolutely stank and covered the entire area with smoke. And it turns out the seal on my dipstick has gone, which is a really strange thing to happen. It's pretty rare that you get a catastrophic oil leak from a dipstick. But that's what's happened, and I'm going to try my best to fix it up over the next couple of days, but I'm kind of under pressure because I'm meant to be going to the Lake District tomorrow to do some filming with a pair of filmmakers that I personally am very excited about, and we're going to be going all weekend. And my plan was that I was going to camp in the camper van, but at the minute the camper van isn't running. Oh, it's so stressful. So I think today I just want to have a super chilled out episode of Hermitcraft where essentially we explore the server and see what everyone else is up to, because obviously you guys know what I'm up to, you know what the other hermits that you watch are up to, but there's a chance there is quite a few of us hermits that there are some that you don't watch, and they are probably working on really, really amazing things. I mean, I've seen some snippets of what the others are working on, and it looks pretty ridiculous. So I think we should just take a peek around and see what's what. So this right here is my next door neighbor, Mr. Joe Hills. Now, congratulations to Joe Hills because he has literally just hit 50,000 subscribers the other day, and he's one of the original hermits of the Hermitcraft server. On the first version of the server, he was there, and I mean, he's got some pretty cool stuff going on. He's got like the shape-shifting bay, I think. That's what that thing is called. He's got a few houses dotted around, but that thing looks absolutely awesome. And as me and Exuma were talking about, it definitely reminds me of the gigantic Rubik's Cube that he actually built in my Hermitcraft Season 2 base. Or was it Hermitcraft Season 3? I think it was Hermitcraft Season 2. He built a gigantic Rubik's Cube, and it was so big and so impressive that Rubik's Cube themselves actually tweeted it out saying, look how cool this is. Like, it's completely ridiculous, and it's still one of my most viewed Hermitcraft episodes, so I kind of owe Joe Hills for that one. But as you can see, he's working on some pretty serious projects. You can kind of see this place from my base. If you look off into the distance, it's kind of peeking over the horizon. But I would be really interested to know what he's working on. I mean, this is a pretty monstrous build. Is it going to be a big castle? It kind of looks like it's going to be a castle to me, but you never really know. You know, Minecraft's one of those things that you can have a shape, and then suddenly, with just an extra little bit of detail, it becomes something completely different. But I'm really excited to see what Joe Hills comes out with, because he's a ridiculously creative Minecrafter. Now, the next one that I really want to check out is Zedaf's place. Now, Zedaf is honestly once again, one of the most creative Minecraft YouTubers I know. His videos are just so incredibly well produced. And what on earth? Wow, I don't know what he's done here. Has he literally covered everything in glass? This is crazy. It's almost as if he's like preserved the cave. Wow, I have not seen this. This is absolutely mega. Now, by the look of things, he is also working on Tango Tech's storage system. I recognise that redstone right there. He's also got some shulker boxes that are filled up with items too. Let's not root around his stuff too much. I kind of want to see what he's doing out the back, but this is a mega project. I mean, this is the sort of thing that even though it's only like a small area, it just takes hours upon hours to do that sort of stuff, because obviously smelting all the glass and then covering all the surfaces, that is commitment. That is pretty mega. And then he's got, by the look of things, this is some kind of crazy super smelter type deal, which is very nice. I'm liking that. Really, really cool stuff. Right, let's take a look out the top. This is Zed's super cool house, as you can see. Yeah, very, very nice. Looking good. I think he's improved from that point forth. Now, this place is absolutely lovely. I want to live here. I want to have a house here in front of the Squither, or the Squither, I think this thing's called. I want to just look out upon this lake, which I think I remember the name Lake of Life being banded around. Not 100% certain, but I think that's what it's called, and it looks lovely. He's got all of the glowstone on the inside, he's got wood going around the outside. It looks really, really cool, but what I want to do is I want to find a boat, because I know that ZAF's main method of transportation in this area right here is in fact by boat. You can travel by boat through this area here, and it kind of takes you across. It's like a crazy rapid ride, and I want to be able to go on that myself. Right, here goes. Now, it looks extra specially cool because, of course, everything is getting dark. But I think, as far as I know, we go flying down here. Oh, my word. Alright, I think I made it. That was pretty good going. And then what? Do we go down here? I don't know how this thing works. No, I think we might have messed up the launching. Let's see if we can spin it round. This isn't the fastest way to get up, but now that is pretty cool. I really want to make my own rapids, but I can't really do it. I'm in an ocean. Like my rapids would be pretty terrible. But this is nice as well. This is super cool. This is like a theme park ride. And that takes us through into this area here. Oh gosh. I don't really know what I'm doing. Are we meant to be able to go down under here? I'll be honest, I'm not 100% certain, but whatever that was, I quite enjoyed it. I'm sure there's somewhere else that we can go, but clearly, I'm not aware of it. Just next door to ZAF, we've got Tango Tech. Now, Tango, I often visit Tango's base, simply because, obviously, he's got his sorting system design, but he's also been working on a bunch of other stuff, and I saw that lately he had done some kind of really cool entrance. I mean, it looks like he's constantly adding to this. This is one of those projects that is going to last a long time, simply because there is plenty of stuff going on here. But it looks like... has he got, like, walkways? This is such an intricate design. There is so many levels to this. Look how much is going on here. It blows my mind that people are able to design this sort of thing. Like, I can't do those sorts of shapes. I can't do those sorts of shapes. They just end up looking absolutely terrible. But I'm assuming this is the drops for the witch farm, which... yeah, that looks like it's been doing pretty well. Blimey, have you seen how much redstone he's got? No wonder he's able to take on these projects. Really very nice. And he's got a carrot farm by the look of things. I'm assuming he's got potato as well. That's all controlled by villagers. That's something that I'm going to be doing at some point in the near future. I like it. And I really like the style of his base. So he's got the 4 witch huts over here. Now, I think this ring is going to be filled with farms. I'm not, once again, not 100% certain here, so don't hold me to it, but I'm fairly certain he plans on building a whole bunch of stuff on that ring there, including a ton of farms. But let's just take a look. I want to see these things working, because I think he's used quite an interesting design. So he's got slime blocks. Yeah, so he's got slime blocks. I'll be honest, I don't really know how that works. What, do they go upwards? I kind of want to see a witch go in there so that I can see exactly what goes on. How bizarre. That's a really strange design. I've never seen anything like that before. I wonder if all of them are like that. I mean, there'll definitely be a reason for it, and knowing Tango, it'll probably be the most efficient form of witch farm in the history of mankind. Let's see, is this one like it? Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it looks like a super simple design. I remember back in the day, we used to have to do shifting floors and things like that. Very odd. I'm going to have to look into that. I could just turn this on. I'm assuming this is what controls it, but I don't want to. I don't want to break anything. I'm just saying, Tango, you always complain to me about the fact that I cause lag, but look at this. Have you seen? Look at all the stuff that Tango has that would cause lag. I feel like maybe I'm not the culprit. It's like the person that farted is always the first one to blame. The one that causes lag is always the first one to blame others. Tango. Now I have to say, I've been a bit of a spoon here in that I've completely forgotten to bring any form of fireworks. So that means that I'm having to kind of run around old school style, but I couldn't leave Tango Tech's base without checking out the iron farm. Now this thing is totally ridiculous. I have no clue how many villages it creates when it's running at full speed. I have no clue how much iron it produces, but it looks suitably complex, I think it's fair to say. And the interesting thing about this one, unlike most of Tango Tech's other iron farm designs, this thing isn't actually in the spawn chunks. We're not in the spawn chunks right now, so that means that every single time you want to use this, you kind of have to, I think, rebuild the villages. So you have to do something and then kick the system into action, and then I think it takes about 90 minutes to actually build the villages so that the iron golems start falling out of it, and then once you unload it, as soon as you unload it, then it will stop producing iron golems. Or at least that's as far as I know. Obviously, you'll have to check out Tango Tech's videos to see if what I'm saying is actually correct, but I believe this is where the iron golems actually fall, and if we take a look down at the bottom here, as you can see, it is currently made out of iron blocks. There should be... Typical. Absolutely typical. There's no iron in sight. Anyway, this thing produces a lot of iron. Now, I always seem to enter Python GB's base to the sound of lots and lots of villagers dying, but by the sounds of things and by the looks of things, I don't know, he seems to have a really strange villager problem. But anyway, this is Python GB's place. You can see he's got kind of like an underground theme going on. Plenty of cool things happening here. I'm liking the power beam. I'm liking the idea of this style. This style is going to end up looking super cool once it's finished. And I'm also liking these villages. So I'm guessing he has... Oh, see, now that's a cool idea. This is almost a little bit like the storage system that I've done, in that you kind of have like you have like different areas for different items. I like that. I like that a lot. Obviously, I like that. I'm doing it myself. Next up, we have got Stress Monster's Swamp. Now, Stress Monster is one of the new hermits that was added for Hermitcraft Season 4, and by the look of things, she has been cracking on, and she has got some seriously cool-looking structures here. It really suits the style of the... I hope I haven't just broken something, but it really suits the style of the swamp, and I'm guessing we have, like, watchtowers, and I want to see how high up I can go here. This thing's pretty enormous, but yeah, there's like a whole village over in that section there. That's cool, and it's a massive challenge to take on building in a swamp. I think, did I do that in Hermitcraft Series 3? Yeah, my base in Hermitcraft Series 3 was in the swamp, simply because in the amplified world, swamp biomes are the only ones that aren't completely crazy, and I wanted to be based in the middle of a lake. So yeah, I basically did that, and just the colours that you have to work with are painful. They're seriously painful, because obviously you've got like the dirty browns and horrible greens. But yeah, Stress is doing a really good job. This place looks super cool. Cool! It's so cool to check out what the other hermits are up to. Just get plenty of inspiration for my own builds, because yeah, sometimes I do struggle, you guys know that. The only thing I will say is that I cannot remember how to get home, and there seems to be creepers on a lot of the roofs. I really hope I don't blow up any of our builds. Oh, that would be great. I found my way out, and the entrance and exit to this place looks absolutely gorgeous. This is the way to build in a swamp. Like 100%. False's Island is completely mad. So this entire area right here was a mushroom biome, and she has replaced all of the mycelium with grass. Now that's a big project in itself. This hole is huge. That is enormous as well. That's a big undertaking, but also there's tons of really cool little builds just dotted around. You've got the tower over there. This place is really nice. I'm liking it, but I have no clue. I have no clue how long it would take to replace all of the mycelium with grass. I think what you have to do is you have to cover the entire thing with water and then wait for it all to turn into dirt, and then you place one grass block. But if you miss one mycelium block, then that will also spread and you'll have to do it all again. So this is one of those projects that I don't think I'd ever take on just because it would be painful. And I know for a fact that I would mess it up and I'd end up with a mycelium biome once again. But no, I'm liking the style. I'm liking the style of building. Everyone's doing these fancy cool cave systems. This has even got flashing lights. I can't even tell where that's coming from. Where's that coming from? Ah, there. There's me thinking that False had done some kind of crazy hidden lighting system. This is about to blow my mind. No, it turns out it is a redstone lamp there, but that's very cool anyway. But yeah, people are doing these fancy caves. This is very nice. Huh. Hold up. Is this an ABBA caving system? Oh, that's even cooler. Now, I'm not going to be doing a tour of Exuma's base today simply because kind of already did one fairly recently, and also he's currently on the server, so he's probably working on something, and I don't want to spoil any of his projects. So let's head back over to the central section because there's still so many other hermits to check out. Now this is one that I personally am very excited for. Impulse SV is one of those people, he works incredibly hard. Like, his builds are just always completely ridiculous, and they seem to pop up in the space of like a couple days, and that's because Impulse will just work solidly on them for those full couple of days. And this definitely is no exception. I mean, we've got plenty of things going on here, so you might recognize this build. This is in fact a Guardian farm, and I'm guessing, there we go. We've got a bunch of them dropping out. In fact, there's probably... Yep, there's a whole ton of them right there. So if I were to kill those guys, I would get a whole bunch of XP. He's also got a fairly massive sugarcane farm. He's got a furnace smelting area. But the thing that I want to see is actually, if we head upwards, I'm fairly certain he has got... Well, I mean, you can kind of see it through this glass. He's got a ridiculous structure up at the top there. How do I get there? Oh, of course, it wouldn't be an Impulse base without some kind of massive villager trading system. He's also got... I think these are his villager breeders. So by the look of things, he's actually using quite an old school design right here. But it seems to be working. Unlike the ones that I used to build that were like that, these guys haven't bred into oblivion and there's not millions of them just standing on top of that wheat. I might have to look into doing something like this myself in my base. Now that's a little bit more like it. We went through the nether, we had to go on top of the nether roof to do this, and by the look of things, he has got some very interesting things happening up at the top here. So we've got guardians going round like that. We have a squid who is just slowly rotating inside a minecart in the water there. We've got some daylight sensors happening. We've got this absolutely stunning looking room right here with, of course, the Impulse SV logo. We've got tons and tons of shulker boxes. We've got loads of items. Obviously, Impulse is also using the Tango Tech storage system design. He's actually got less resources than I was expecting. I'm just saying, Impulse, you know, I like to think of you as being one of those people that has like 1 billion diamonds, but by the look of things, he's been slacking in that department. But he hasn't been slacking anywhere else, that's for sure. Because look at this place. I mean, I really wish I had some firework rockets just so I could see the shape. This thing is totally ridiculous. I mean, look at like the crazy helix type thing that is dropping down into the bottom there. What a cool looking shape that is. This is a seriously incredible build. This is mad. This is totally mad. And by the look of things, he's starting work on some other things. I wonder what Y value we're at. 150, so he's still got a decent way to go. He's going to be extending this right the way up into the sky. But let's just pop down and see if we can see what this thing actually looks like from the outside. What on earth? That looks otherworldly. That genuinely looks like something out of some kind of movie. It's like Independence Day or something. That is like a mega mushroom. That is absolutely one of the craziest looking bases I think I've ever seen in my life. Now, I have no way of getting back into it. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do here. But that is seriously, that has blown me away. That is, wow. Once again, I feel like I kind of have to take some inspiration from this thing. I mean, look at that. For those of you who haven't seen Impulse's videos, I was about to say Tango because Impulse and Tango work together quite often. You definitely need to check them out, the pair of them, to be honest with you, because both of them just work on the most ridiculous, crazy things, often together. And this is one of them. I mean, that is... Blimey. I don't even know what to say. Okay, I'm going to try and find my way back into this thing without damaging too much. But this is definitely one of the coolest looking builds on the Hermitcraft server for me. I managed to get back inside without breaking anything. I broke through that wall behind that wall so then the water wouldn't flow in and destroy anything. Basically, I carefully vandalized and carefully replaced. Hopefully, Impulse won't even know that I've been here. I haven't broken anything catastrophically, and this place is still looking fantastic. Right, let's move on. There is a certain hermit that I really, really want to check out. Now, I'll be totally honest, I'm not 100% certain where I'm actually going. I just saw this minecart rail right here and thought it'd be fun to follow it, but by the look of things, it's pretty long. Now, this to me looks like the portal that I'm going for here. I personally am hoping that this is CubFan's base because I haven't actually seen CubFan's base in person. I've never actually been here. Yep, we're here. Now there is a lot of stuff going on and you just saw the lag spike as we came through the portal. This place is just... I mean, I don't really know what to say because there just seems to be like farms just kind of dotted around everywhere. So up at the top there, I believe that is the wheat, carrot and potato farm. The same one that I had on Hermitcraft Season 4. That's up in the sky there. And then in this area here, I'm sure it is villagers. So by the look of things, we've got... Wow. Yeah, this is where I want to be coming. For my villagers. That's a really good way of... He's done a good job at organising these guys. Very interesting. I'm just looking through. I'm sure he's got some ridiculous villagers in this system right here. But he just seems to have... I mean, there's just bits dotted around everywhere. Obviously, he's got this thing over here, which I believe is a guardian farm. Once again, another hermit that has a guardian farm. But this one, I think he's lifted the entire thing out of the ground. So the entire actual monument has been destroyed and reconstructed block for block up above here. I mean, that is... That's pretty impressive. That's really cool. So there's all sorts of pretty mad stuff going on in CubFan's base. I mean, the dude's a champion. He's another one of those people. He's a bit like Impulse, a bit like Tango, a bit like Exumavoid. He can just crack on and build ridiculously massive projects. Oh, hang on a minute. Have I got something wrong here? So this looks like... Okay, so this is the wheat farm, and then those are the carrots and potatoes farm. I believe so, anyway. I can't quite see them, but it definitely matches up with the shape, and also I saw the video. So yes, they are the carrots and potato farms up at the top right there. And I'm guessing they kind of drop out items down at the bottom. And I'm assuming they fall into some form of storage system. Fairly certain I just saw something drop out of the sky just then. I mean, we do have some form of collection system here, so I'm fairly certain that is the case, and then that means that it will walk past or go past these villagers here, which I believe our Cub fans villager breeder. So yeah, this is all very interesting. Very, very cool base. Plenty of very technical things going on. And of course, I will try my best to remember to put links to all of the hermits down in the description if you do want to check them out. But anyway, today has been a bit of a chilled out episode. I don't think I've done one of these yet on Hermitcraft Season 5, where I just walk around and chill out. We've been doing a lot of fairly big projects lately, and I think it's just nice to sit down, relax, and chat to you guys for a little while. But of course, the next episode will be exactly the same as the other ones. Expect plenty of progress and really awesome projects. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.